Well, hello, Information Nation. It is your girl, Lady on the Go, Lady in the Know, Miss Info. You have reached the Information Nation, where knowledge is shared and wisdom exchanged for the betterment of a people. Good evening. Been a minute, yes, it has. And I do have a video. I'm going to talk to you about how important it is to take care of our feet. Now, I did a previous video, I think it was called Healthy Feet, it was called Walk This Way. And if you want to go back and look at it, you can. However, I want to talk to you about the importance of taking care of your feet as it relates to longevity. How long we can live. You believe that? Let me take these glasses off because I'm getting some glare. So, have you heard the old saying, life and death is in the power of the tongue? Well, guess what? There are other places that we can say that life and death begin and end. And one of those places is in your feet. Yep, that's right. We die from the feet up. Now, I was browsing the internet, as I often do, and I came across several very interesting articles. One that really got my attention was in bright red, bold letters that said, "Death starts in the feet." It was written by Lorraine Dufficey in April of this year, 2025. Well, it's more related to when someone is actually dying. But as I continued to read the article, the relationship to our longevity and our feet became pretty obvious. Listen to this. Here's a quote. "Our feet are our foundation." Our feet are our foundation. You know, you build a house on a solid foundation, on a healthy foundation. That's our feet. Here's another direct quote, and it says, "Having healthy feet is essential for our longevity and well-being." You hear that? Okay, now, take off your shoes, put them little pinkies up on a pedestal, a stool, and listen up. Walking is human nature. Our ancient ancestors walked everywhere before the wheel or the domesticated beast of burden, and they were barefoot. I used to see young couples with children who didn't have any shoes on. And they were letting them walk, holding them up by their little arms and letting them walk in their little round feet. And I was thinking to myself, we always put our children in them hard, structured, little white shoes that when they kicked you, it would open a sore as big as heaven. We shouldn't have done that. It restricted the natural growth of the foot, right? And caused all kinds of foot issues later on in life. Putting your feet in shoes that are too small, getting corns, bunions, hammer toes, all those things that happen to your feet. It's dangerous. And as we get older, we don't connect the dots. Walking with purpose is the best way to stay alive longer and stay healthy. When you add some steps on a hill for cardio, that's really all you need to walk a little bit and have some incline in it. That keeps your heart healthy. That doesn't sound like it's too hard to do, right? Some very basic changes in how you walk, like standing up tall, no slouching, or dragging your feet, pick them up nice and high, hold your head up high, eyes ahead, as if you're looking ahead, looking at your future, looking forward, looking down at your feet when you walk, you're doing it all wrong. Listen, these simple changes can be a game changer or a life saver, but use caution. Walk, don't run. Our ancient ancestors probably did a lot of running before they stood flat-footed with their club or spear. And now they are the hunter, not the hunted. If you begin to walk, take your time gradually. Work up to a good, slightly sweaty jaunt, or whatever you want to call it. Just work it up gradually until you work up a sweat, whatever that might mean for you. Breaking out into a run, for one who has not been conditioned to this, is dangerous and can result in damage to the Achilles tendon, which is very painful. It's a type of a leg cramp, and it has a very slow recovery time, sometimes up to a year. But listen, let's get back to the subject title. We die from the feet up. You know, when we are dying, it is from the feet first. They become cold, and this coldness travels up the body. Socrates, who died after ingesting poison, was lucid enough to describe the process of his death, saying that he first lost sensation in his feet that gradually continued to creep up his body, and he passed away. At any rate, NDE, or near-death experiences, and OOBG, out-of-body experiences, are not the same for everyone and cannot corroborate the cold feet, as these folks went quickly from one place or plane to another. And I do not want to dwell on the morbid details of death. Rather, the focus here is to take care of your feet. Pay attention to your feet and just keep it moving. I recently had an appointment. I went to the foot doctor. He said all was well, no problems. He checked to see if I had a pulse, and you know, if I was able to feel in my feet, because I'm diabetic. You're supposed to see a podiatrist once a year as a diabetic. But when I read this article about how longevity is related to your feet, I began to really get these little pinkies the royal treatment. I soak them. I go to and get a pedicure. You have to do all those things, if you can, to take care of your feet. Healthy feet. It's important. Again, for longevity, and I will put my sources on the video so that you can go and read it for yourself. Try to find an activity or an event or somebody that you can hang out with where you can do a little bit of walking. Walking is better with partners. Here's my final thought. Keep those tootsies warm. Treat them with high regard, much respect. Put them up on a pedestal. I know I said a stool earlier, but put them on a pedestal. And remember, you don't know what you don't know. Take care.